Read all the stories about BYU sports no one else has heard. Go to KSLSports.com for exclusive columns by BYU insider Mitch Harper. That's KSLSports.com.
Welcome back into First and 12 here on KSL News Radio. Hope all of you are having a fantastic Tuesday evening. It's already December. Holidays coming around the corner. Bowl season's around the corner. It's a fun time of the year. Not once. I think this time of the year was a lot more enjoyable in the college landscape maybe 20 years ago, Alex. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, it seems like it's just a massive headache because you've got conference championship weekend. You've got the transfer portal coming up in January. Now, at least that got taken off the December plate this month. You got signing day tomorrow. Everyone forgets that happens tomorrow.
Yeah. And that signing day is obviously a bigger deal than even the one that we used to laud in February that doesn't even matter now. So it's a weird time frame. It's strange because the people who
it's awful, honestly.
It really is, and it makes it. And the storylines are dominated by the people with the biggest pockets who are, relative to whatever else is going on. They don't care because the only thing that's going on is everything going on in their little universe. Look at LSU. Obviously, the Lane Kiffin stuff is easy to look at and say, okay, what happened here? What's the mess that happened here? The mess is that LSU has enough money and has a big enough brand to take over the conversation that should be taken up by teams that are approaching historic seasons in the college football playoff. Ole Miss is going to go from, think about how strange of a world we live in, okay? Ole Miss is going to go to the college football playoff, maybe. I mean, if the CFP went by what their kind of guidelines were, and by the way, I was talking with our producer of JJ and Alex today, and I was like, we gotta pump this up because the reality is that the committee has these. Can I read these principles that they have? Have you seen this?
Yes.
The principles are this. I love that there's principles. First of all. The committee will select teams using the process that is that distinguishes among otherwise comparable teams by considering the following: strength of schedule, head-to-head competition, comparative outcomes of common opponents, without incenting margin of victory, etc. And then the last bullet point is other relevant factors such as unavailability of key players and coaches that may affect the team's performance during the season or during the offseason. And that performance that thereby follows. The playoff committee, this is on their website, by the way. This is on their website. They follow 0 of these guidelines. They will follow 0 of these guidelines.
100%.
And so here's the deal. If you're a coach, and here's how crazy it is, Ole Miss, it could miss the playoff, but it probably won't. Because I think that in the end, they'll be like, hey, we don't want to ding these kids for having a phenomenal season.
They should be in.
And I think they should be as well. However, here's how messed up this is. LSU is part of the buyout of this whole thing. Did you see that part of the incentive was they have to pay Lane Kiffin all of the incentives that Ole Miss will then continue to have, including, which I don't think will happen, but if Ole Miss wins a national championship, LSU has to pay a national championship bonus to Lane Kiffin. LSU does. The one that he would have won at Ole Miss. Even the incentives of them getting to the playoff, LSU has to fork up money for. I said this too. Here's how messed up the coaching search is, and here's how messed up the coaching world is. This month, LSU has 3 bills it has to pay to former coaches. Ed Orgeron to the tune of $430,000.
Go Tigers.
This month, go Tigers. This month, okay?
Him and Kiffin work together. Maybe there's a reunion.
Brian Kelly is owed $804,000 this month, and Lane Kiffin will be owed $1.1 million this month by LSU, okay? They're paying out more than $2 million to 3 different people, none of which have coached, is coaching this team in the playoff, or is coaching this team right now. You know what I mean?
Hasn't coached since what, October?
Right. And so it's just wild to me. Lane Kiffin, I expected this from him. I don't look at it like it's a bad character thing. It's his character thing, right? And so it's what he does. The money is insane enough that why would you – I mean, this is the reason that Kalani Sitake is considering the Penn State job, because look at that money. Why would you not consider it?
And it's why Kyle Whittingham, why would you hang it up? I mean, you got a love for the game.
Almost $7 million of guaranteed money every year.
And you're the number one guy at that institution. They give you full autonomy. Like –
He gets a Porsche lease, too, by the way.
It's a great gig. Cool. It's a stressful strange gig. You've got reporters camped out in team offices for days on end and then chasing guys down at an airport. That's going to be my career arc one day. I want to get like a...
What do you mean one day? It's already happened.
Like, if Kalani is exiting, going to State College, I'm tracking him down at Duncan Aviation, man. Say, Kalani, give me the final interview.
Here's my thing, though, too. What if they end up being like, I'm actually taking Mitch Harper with me. He's going to be a Penn State insider.
I'm going to be the Nittany Lion under the hood.
Nittany Lion Sports. Yeah. The wildness that goes on this time of year. The stuff that goes on this time of year. Look, I wouldn't be surprised by it, okay? We get disappointed by all these other people across the board. So the college football playoff and the college football coaching carousel, the timing we talked about a little bit earlier with Joey McGuire about when these games should be played. They need to figure out a time frame where it's just like there is a moratorium. You cannot have coaches being pulled away from the schools that they are coaching in that moment in the college football playoff or the possibility of a college football playoff. So don't do it. Stop doing it. They've got to put a stop in place. Even the powerful programs, who, by the way, they don't care. They're like, we're not in the playoff. And guess what? We're not even watching this thing. We're not even going to watch the playoff. You know why? Because all we're focused on is getting our guy. It's a
shame because it's taking away from events like the Big 12 Championship. You know, it's hard for BYU fans to even get fired up for that game until they have the clarity with their coach. And for recruiting, it all goes on a standstill. Like, you got to know everything that's going on with the coaching situation. The calendar is awful in college football, and hopefully, if anything, that can fix it because ultimately, players, coaches, they come and go. The fans always stay by these teams, and they're the ones that suffer the most going through these difficult transitions at times where it's supposed to be celebratory, and it's just not. That's the sad thing with college football. Let's take a break. We will get to our preview of BYU versus Texas Tech, the Big 12 championship game at AT&T Stadium. We'll break it down next here on First and 12.